This is most broken Dark Urge build ever. 70 plus damage with a cantrip, millions damage with spells, unlimited spell slots and sorcery points, and even items that you're not supposed to get as Dark Urge. Yeah, this guy got it all. And I'll show you how to make this build act by act without spoilers, so you can easily make unstoppable machine for your party or for solo honor mode playthrough. And considering there's a bunch of new endings for Dark Urge in patch 7, keep an eye for this build. Let's go! Our first goal is to create Dark Urge. It's completely origin character, but with his own quest line and really cool and fun interactions. Coolest part about build I will show you, you actually can go with any race. And at first I wanted to make Dragonborn build, you know, like completely full Dark Urge as it exists initially, like white Dragonborn Storm Sorcerer. But since it's ultimate, most broken Dark Urge possible, we are going to build really like most broken character possible. Therefore, starting race should be Dwarf. And it should be Duergar Dwarf. Starting class will be Sorcerer, so I want to keep our class as Sorcerer, but instead of going Storm Sorcery line, we want another subclass. It will be Draconic Bloodline Sorcerer. By the way, you can like completely delete this Draconic Bloodline stuff if you don't like scales on your face, and you will need to find and pick your Dragon Ancestor. So Dragon Ancestor for this build will be any Dragon Ancestor with fire. It could be gold, I like red. You know, Burning Hands is a nice spell to just have in your arsenal without actually picking it. Because as sorcerer you can't pick a lot of spells. You will have only 2 picks from level 1 and then you can change them when you level up. But first of all we need to pick our initial spells. A lot of guys really like shield spell, but I'm not one of them and I'm going with Magic Missile. It's like completely broken, most powerful and stable ways to disable and destroy your enemies. And honestly, you don't need anything else. So I like to have Enhanced Sleep and also Feather Fall as my spells to explore map a lot easier, you know, with long jumps. For cantrips as Fire Sorcerer, of course you want to have Fire Bolt. That's your bread and butter and probably one of your main spells for half of the game. And then every other spell is basically a spell of your choice. I recommend going with Bone Chill because it's good against undead or when you want to prevent enemies from restoring health. Minor Illusion is really useful stuff. It's useful for exploration and for a lot of other cases. And 3 cantrips is more than enough. You can pick whatever you like. I know guys like to have Friends cantrip. If you need advantage on charisma checks against non-hostile creatures. Then background, you can't pick your background as Dark Urge, so just live with it. And ability points. And skill proficiencies, of course. So, especially if you want to go and play solo, you will need these skill proficiencies. You want to have Persuasion and Deception. It's charisma-based proficiencies and they will help you in dialogues a lot. Then our ability points, basically as Sorcerer your main spellcasting ability is Charisma, therefore we're going with 17 Charisma. It's 15 plus 2 bonus. Since we're playing Draconic Bloodline Sorcerer, we will have this Draconic Resilience passive ability. When we're wearing no armor, we will have higher armor class, 13 instead of 10. And also as Draconic Sorcerer, you will have more hit points each level. But this extra armor is insanely powerful stuff, that's why I like to focus on Dexterity as secondary attribute. So we're going with 15 plus 1 bonus for a total of 16. That's insanely powerful stuff and our armor class will skyrocket. Then we don't want to die, therefore we need some health and therefore we have 14 Constitution. Also it will help us keep concentration on spells. And we got some spare points, so I'm dropping them in Wisdom so we have no penalty to checks against mental spells. You will have completely no problem on Nautiloid ship. After arriving to the beach, you will already be level 2, and that's where the fun begins. On level 2, you will have additional spell, and again, as I told you, you get every spell you need, so we can go and pick Feather Fall. But as Sorcerer, you will unlock Metamagic, that's why you're going for Twinned Spell and also Extended Spell. Metamagic uses sorcery points, and you will be able to cast spells that only target one creature, 2 different creatures, while Extended Spell will extend duration of conditions, summons and surfaces and a lot of other stuff from your spells. So now really important stuff. First of all, this guide will have like almost 0 spoilers, as I always do, so don't worry. but you need to meet specific conditions if you actually want to make completely broken Dark Urge. So get ready for some cool stuff. Basically, we want to change some outcomes that will anyway happen when you play as Dark Urge. The bad stuff that these things aren't free and you need to get some money. So basically, all items you get until this point, probably you will just need to go and sell over here. So it's Emerald Grove, showing you location on the map where we are right now, and it's basically Auntie Ethel shop. You want to trade with her and just buy these elixirs of heal giant strength. It's really important stuff. And honestly, you need just only one, so you just need around 200 gold to do it. But the cool part about build that we don't need any item from trader at all. Almost. Basically, whole build can be assembled without any buyings, so spend all your gold on potions, lotions, and whatever you like. After entering to Druid Grove, and when you're in this location where druids doing some magic in Sacred Pool, just turn yourself over here and go inside. Probably you already know this place, probably not, but basically you want to go over here before you're doing anything else after. So here there will be a bard named Alfira, and to make really broken build you need one item, but you can get this item from her only in Act 2. That's the problem. And basically you can explore every bit of the map until Blighted Village. When you're looking at entrance to Druid Grove, to Emerald Grove, turn to the left basically and go forward. There's a bridge right in front of you. And after you cross this bridge, make sure to never rest. Basically, like right now when you cross the bridge, and I like just to come over here when we see perception check. So perception check done, that's where the stuff begins. We want to get back to Emerald Grove, and you want to have Elixir of Heal Giant Strength active. So make sure you drink it, and it will raise your strength up to 21. This will give you ability to pick up objects that weigh a lot. And that's why I like Enhanced Sleep, for example. It will give me ability to travel faster to Druid Grove, so pretty useful stuff. So here, the move you want to do. You can practice this move on your companions before you're doing this move. On PC it's pretty easy, probably it can be done on controller too. I haven't tried, so write in the comments if you're able to do it on controller. What you want to do, you want to have this improvised melee weapon action and just press it on Alfira. So first of all, you picking the target, and after you pick the target, you want to pick destination. So you're not just using her as melee weapon, you also can travel with her a little bit. For example, I want to travel like over here. After I will travel all this distance, and better like try to find the most distance you can travel with, that's pretty long one. You want to open the map and instantly teleport to any location. That's how it looks like. Basically, I'm pressing the button, he is running with Alfira, and I'm going to Overgrown Ruins. So that's just quick clicks. As you can see, we're here with Alfira and we can move with her a little bit. And here we need to do really important stuff. We actually need to knock her down. So she got 26 hit points right now, and you want to make sure to go into passives and turn on non-lethal attacks. That's really important stuff. And why we're doing this here? Because if you're doing this stuff in Druid Grove, everyone will be mad. But like this, no one will care. Easier done when you're in a party or if you're a bit higher level. Keep in mind, you will have only one attempt at this. So we are level 3 since I'm showcasing the solo build. And at level 3, basically you will unlock spells from level 2, and that spells you're looking for. We're looking for Scorching Ray, Hold Person, and Darkness. Hold Person and Scorching Ray will definitely help us defeat this lady right now. But I will go with Scorching Ray. In my opinion, it's more stable way to do it. You will unlock additional metamagic, and it will be metamagic quickened spell that will give us ability to cast magic with our bonus action. And also, as Druider, you will be able to enlarge yourself and become stronger. To make everything happen, you want extremely high hitting weapon in your main hand, and basic quarterstaff that you started with is more than enough. It already hits for 6 to 13 damage, but don't don't forget, as Duergar, you can easily enlarge yourself. So before the fight that will be very soon, you want to actually enlarge yourself first. Then you make sure you're deep in the weapon. And then we can enter turn-based mode. So, idea is simple. We get action and bonus action. And our main idea right now is to turn on our passive, dodgel non-lethal attacks. So we are sure that we're not killing this lady right now. We don't want her to get killed, we want her to get knocked down. Then we're going for Quickened Spell. So Quickened Spell will give us ability to attack with bonus action as our spell. And we got different options. In my opinion, most stable one is Magic Missile, because we will leave her at around 6 HP, like maximum, and our stick can bonk for around 21 damage. Problem with Scorching Ray, if you wish to use this instead, that you can do up to 36 damage. Average damage is almost full Alfira's HP. That's why I think Magic Missile is best option for us. So, Magic Missile, level 2, you want to go and use this stuff on Alfira. For missiles, as bonus action, let's see what will happen. She's down to 10 HP and she's ready to run away. That's where you want to go and attack her with your main hand weapon attack. And chance to hit will be pretty big with this potion. And she's down to 1 HP. As you can see, our damage is insane, so we hit for 14 bludgeoning plus 2 fire damage. Basically, after exiting turn-based mode, she should be knocked down. And no, she is not for some reason, so let's do it. Basically, that's what you're looking for. Alfira is in this condition, knocked out. The stuff that is really important when you're transferring Alfira, make sure not to use her like as melee weapon at all, because when you do this stuff, she will kinda be prone for 1 turn and then she will run away most of the time. As you can see, she's running away. If you use your Magic Missile even out of turn-based mode, you will do pretty like a lot of damage, and she not running instantly. She actually entering the fight over here, and these guys can actually end her like pretty easily. That's what we don't want to do. And after you knock down Alfira, just go and make long rest. 1 long rest. And after this night, you're basically ready to get all essential items in your Dark Urge playthrough. First one will be at Walking's Rest. There will be a burning house. Just go inside this house, you need to break the door, it's really easy to do with fire spell, and just do it before initiating dialogue or you will fail in other regards. And after you destroy the wall, just go inside. There will be another broken drawer, so you know what to do, just drop few fireballs at it, and this broken door will open too. You will find Consular Fluric, she will escape the burning house, as you are, and just initiate dialogue, you will get this insane and powerful weapon as reward. And of course, you need to accept her quest. So there will be 3 choices. We're going for Spell Sparkler, that's insane stuff, quarter stuff. It's just most broken stuff in the game, until Act 3 probably. The next item you're looking for will be in Silonite Outpost. You will arrive here eventually in Act 1, it's basically part of Underdark. And from Silonite Outpost you will see a bunch of mushrooms over here, that's where you want to go. And after getting to these mushrooms, basically you see a location on the map if you need to. There's Faller Aloof Sword in the stone. There's 2 ways how you can get the sword. You can pass strength check, or you can find Ritual Dagger and spill some blood in here. The easiest one, of course, is to drink Strength Potion and complete Strength check. Especially considering as Duergar you can enlarge yourself and give yourself even advantage on this roll. Passing Religion check is also an option, because you can just spill some blood without any Ritual Daggers, and without anything basically. So you got a lot of chances and you will get this Faller Aloof Sword. In Goblin Camp, there's a guy named Crusher right next to the teleport location, to this satchel. And if you got a rogue in your party, you can easily steal something from his leg. Without Rogue, you can get his ring a little bit later, but the most important items comes right after you do next long rest. This item will be Dash Stalker Mantle, and to make full build work you need to get to level 4. That's where you will become completely broken Dark Urge in Act 1. At level 4 you will unlock additional cantrip, and honestly again it could be any cantrip. I like to have Shocking Grasp at my cantrip list because it's melee cantrip, and when enemies in melee range sometimes you just need melee spell. For spell list again I told you you're going for Hold Person, and then we can unlock Darkness a little bit later. But at level 4 we can unlock the feat. So feat right now will be Dual Wielder. That's insanely important feat for our build. First of all, it will increase our armor class when we're wearing 2 weapons, and most importantly we can equip weapons that aren't light in both hands. And that's how it works basically. We want to equip Faller Aloof in our offhand, and right now we can do it even with Long Sword. If you saw my other builds, you already know this combination. That's basically best magic missile combination ever you can get right now. To make this combination even more powerful, you can go to Underdark again, to the place named Myconid Colony with a lot of mushrooms over here. And there will be Trader Blurk, just go and talk with him, and he sells Psychic Spark Amulet. That will make your magic missile shoot additional dirt, and that's insanely broken. The boot slot aren't important, and in Act 1 you can find these boots from one of the bosses, Disintegrating Nightwalkers. These boots will give me Misty Step, but again, we don't care about it a lot. So, how broken our character right now at level 4? Just look here, we got 17 armor class right now, 17, without any armor, without any gear parts that gives us additional armor, and there's a bunch of it in the game. Spell Sparkler, whenever you deal damage with a spell or cantrip, you will gain 2 lightning charges. Will add +1 to your attack rolls, and you will deal additional 1 lightning damage each time you're basically doing damage. And if you gain 5 charges, they are consumed, and then enemy will take 1d8 damage. So what is the cool part? Basically, when you're spamming magic missile, every missile will count as different damage source, and every missile will gain you 1 lightning charge. You can upcast spells, and level 2 magic missile will cast 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 magic missiles. And basically enemy will take additional 1 lightning damage 2 times, and then he will take additional 1d8 lightning damage, then 2 more times for 1 additional lightning damage, forwarded by 1 more 1d8 if you're doing more damage to him. So that's pretty crazy amount of additional damage. But Faller Aloof got this Faller Aloof Melody Shriek, and he will do additional thunder damage on hit. And basically you can do it like this. Just go to your enemies, and if you know this is enemies and you will fight with them, just cast Faller Aloof preemptively. But if you're in a fight, don't worry, you can go and cast this Faller Aloof Shriek. It will last for 5 turns, and basically you will see like circle around you, red circle. When enemies inside this circle, they will take additional damage. And the problem, it will use your action, it will recharge on short rest, which is good. But now you will need to use your quicken spell, your sorcery points basically, to cast your spell as bonus action. So we will cast Magic Missile level 1, that should do from 6 to 15 damage. And this guy got 23 health. This means Magic Missile can't kill him in 1 turn, alright?
Wrong.
Oh my goodness. Look at him. So yeah, as I told you, there's a bunch of additional damage we are inflicting each time. And basically we're doing 4 damage, it's 1 magic missile, then 2 damage, it's our Faller Aloof, then more force damage, thunder damage, force, lightning, and more thunder, and more lightning. That's just insane amounts of damage with just 1 single magic missile. But that's not it. As you can see right now, we are invisible. Yeah, that's why this build is so broken on Dark Urge. Basically, Dash Stalker Mantle is a unique item for Dark Urge, and you will be able to become invisible after you kill an enemy. This invisibility will last for 2 turns. And what you want to do after destroying an enemy, just walk away a little bit, use your wall movement speed. That's why Crusher Ring is so good and important for build 2, especially early on. You want to use this movement speed to run away from the place where you lastly was seen. So this white that like shade of you, it's the last place where you were seen. You want to end your turn and enemies will go and try to investigate this area. So he is doing this right now. He will use some spell or whatever he is doing as NPC, as enemy. And as you can see, if you're not around, you can easily just wait and enter turn-based mode the next turn, because you're getting visibility for 2 turns. Now just come to your enemy and destroy him with magic missile again. So that's like pretty broken stuff. He is killed. We started the fight basically. We run away and we entering and basically ending the turn again. So enemies will be forced to investigate this area. They won't find us and the fight will be over again. And that's how you can basically abuse this stuff. You can even fight with them without entering turn-based mode, and killing them results in the start of the combat, but it's end of the combat for you. Maybe the next turn you will be visible again, but you can destroy enemies with magic missile. Or if you're out of spell slots, you can use firebolt, of course. It's like really powerful stuff. So firebolt can do pretty nice damage, but again, as you can see, it's just 1 fireball and we did only 2 damage. So we will be forced to take a hit. He missed, by the way. And that's why early on magic missile is so powerful. They're doing just stable, insane damage. And that's what we need. So, like that, you will be able and you will be completely fine to go and get yourself into Act 2. But before you get there, you want to make sure there's 2 things happened right now in Act 1. First of all, from Walking's Rest teleport location, there's a big bridge and location named Mountain Pass. So this is location of Mountain Pass and you can travel over there. Make sure to never go into these gates before you complete this first part of the game. And you want to complete this in specific way. So instead of being complete Dark Urge, you want to actually be good. And when you get into Goblin Camp and investigate over here, you don't want to side up with goblins. You want to go against them and actually defeat them. High dexterity will help you be on the top of priority list, so you will take a turn first in the battle most of the time. And this basically gives you ability to destroy low health targets first, then go into invisibility and end combat on next turns. That's really important and powerful stuff for solo play. If you will find opportunities to cast Hold Person on enemies, it's pretty much insane stuff, but a lot of time it's really hard. So as you can see, 65% on Goblin and 40% on this Elf. But she's right now actually disabled with Hold Person and initial cast was just 25%. But still, Hold Person enemy will take critical hit from any action you will make, and that's where Scorching Ray and your Firebolt will shine, because damage will be doubled and basically you will have 100% chance to hit, so you can easily go and destroy this lady in just few critical hits. Also worth mentioning, Father Aloof Melody will be insanely powerful, because you're rolling 1d4 of thunder damage, and this means you will roll 2 dice instead of 1. But still, at levels around 4, 5, Hold Person is almost non-existent spell. It's always better to just do some damage. After destroying goblins and organizing party, you will see that a lot of Tieflings is really enjoying the evening, and one of the Tieflings is Alfira, of course. We will meet her later in Act 2. That's when you can go right to the Mountain Pass and go investigate this Rosmarin Monastery. Right over there will be a lot of stuff, but what you're looking for is to get yourself into the last boss room, right behind these double iron doors. Here where is our transformation will begin. So instead of Psychic Spark and relying only on Magic Missile, we will start to change into Fire Sorcerer finally, and this necklace of elemental augmentations is what will help us. So that's exact location we're looking for this stuff. It's right inside display case, and this elemental augmentation will add additional spellcasting modifier to your cantrip damage. At this point of the game you probably already found this item over here that will give us +1 into charisma. So now our charisma rounded up to 18 and we get +4 bonus. Also you should be around level 7. And that's our leveling in this kind of mid-game-ish before Act 2 portion of the game. So level 5 we will get one spell, and now spells from level 3 is unlocked. We definitely want a fireball in our hands, and actually we can sacrifice magic missile now and basically change it for darkness finally. Still, we won't use darkness a lot for now, and maybe you can do it on later levels when you go into Act 2. Another honorable mentions of spells is Counter Spell. It's really useful. It uses reaction and you just block enemy ability to cast. It's insanely powerful, and basically you can just completely block the enemy caster if he casts before you. Daylight is really useful spell of level 3, but don't rush it, you will need it later, not for now. Haste is nice, but it's concentration spell, therefore it will block our ability to concentrate on other concentration spells like darkness. And there's bunch of cool concentration control spells like slow, fear, hypnotic pattern, but still you can use haste. So you can, for example, do 2 fire bolts in one turn. Coolest part, at level 5 you will unlock invisibility, and that's another concentration spell from Druigar, and that's just cantrip. So yeah, you will have ability to become invisible with cantrip. That's insanely broken. And that's why we picked Druigar for this ultimate Dark Ursh. So level 6 will give you ability to pick one more spell. Again, pick any spell from the list I told you on level 5. I will go with Counter Spell for now. And also on level 6 you will unlock this Elemental Affinity. So that's why we picked Dragon Bloodline Sorcerer. When we cast a spell that deals damage of type associated with our Draconic Ancestry, and our ancestry is fire, we'll add Charisma modifier to the damage. So now Charisma modifier will be added to any fire spell we do. And at level 7 we will unlock spells from level 4. Spells that you're looking for here is Confusion, that will confuse a group of creatures, causing them to attack at random. Basically, they will attack each other. That's pretty insane stuff. Wall of Fire obviously is fire spell, so we will do a lot of damage on the spell. And also Greater Invisibility. While Greater Invisibility is concentration spell, there's a bunch of ways how you can actually use this stuff and be insanely powerful. But that's mostly useful when you're playing in a party, and someone can concentrate on another spell that will give you +10 to stealth skill checks. Therefore I'm going with other spells that we haven't chosen yet. For example, Daylight is still not on my list. Still, it doesn't matter, because after you reach level 5 with this Dark Urge you basically becoming unstoppable. This invisibility can be used once per battle. So basically you can start battle by casting Falar Aloof Shriek, and then you can just go and do this invisibility stuff. Go forward and engage in a combat. You don't even need to have spells right now, because you can just go and use with advantage any spell like Firebolt. And as you can see, Firebolt damage is pretty insane right now. You know why? Because right now we add in +4 from elemental augmentation to this cantrip, and that's from our necklace, and at the same time we add an additional charisma modifier from our fire dragon affinity. But that's not it. Even Falar Aloof will benefit from this +4 damage, and we will do 7 thunder damage on the next, basically instance of our damage. So what can you do now? Basically do something like Quicken Spell, Fireball, or maybe Scorching Ray, and just make sure you can actually destroy this guy. Probably he will be down with just 3 rays, so 2 rays on you, and that's basically what we are doing here. So we're destroying enemies, then we're running away, hiding in a corner nearby basically, and no matter what enemies will do, basically the fight will be over. And here's the cool part. Basically, when you're invisible, you not only have an advantage on attack rolls against enemies and chance to hit is a lot higher, but also there's a lot of chance that you just surprise your enemies. Right now these enemies can't be surprised, but a lot of other enemies actually can be surprised. And this means you will have 2 turns basically to destroy at least one of them, to become invisible again and run away, restore this turn, technically end the fight, enter into another invisibility, and just start over. With this strategy you will have insanely broken character and you will have no problem going through the Act 1. That's where we will get to Act 2 and become completely broken. The first stuff that we want to fix is to actually being able to hold person and disable enemies more often. It's not like big of a deal, but again, what if we can do it not with 75% chance, but with 100% chance? Isn't this would be cool? I guess yes. Coolest part, we need just 3 items. So, first one will be over here in Last Light Inn. You will go to the blacksmith, tiefling blacksmith over here, and there will be a strange ox. And the first item you're looking for right in the cow. Just go and look inside of it. The item is Head of Fire Acuity. Whenever you deal fire damage, you gain Arcane Acuity for 2 turns. Arcane Acuity will give you +1 bonus to attack rolls and spell difficulty class. That's why we instantly equip this. The second item is a little bit trickier to get. So, as you can see, there's our friend Alfira, and she is even green right now, so she's not mad we knocked out her in Act 1. So what you're looking for is Attitude, and all you need to do is to just go and drop some items in barter window and barter them and donate these items. This will move Attitude a little bit, so let's try 1k gold, and 1k gold is more than enough, so probably like 500 will be enough to please her, and Alfira will be happy. She will tell you that her friend's in prison, and you say, don't worry, I'll find them. You will find them in prison in Moonrise Towers. And don't forget, you can just use invisibility every time in every place, and it will last until long rest. So just be invisible and you can easily travel in these areas in Act 2. Because before going into prison, I recommend getting one last item before we get our most OP stuff. Last item will be right behind House of Healing. So you will see House of Healing, and right behind it there's basically a road that will lead us into House of Healing Morgue. You want to go right through it to the farthest side of the room, and you will arrive to this door, just lockpick it or destroy the door, and in this room there will be a opulent chest, where you will find Eversight Ring. Description is really simple. Blind immunity. You cannot be blinded. That's why on level 8 you definitely want to have darkness. You probably already have it even before, but now is the right level where you want to have it. And you can get it a little bit early at level 7 this ring, so basically when you get this ring you want to have darkness. And also at level 8 you will be able to pick a feat, and the feat will be Charisma +2, so ability improvement +2 to Charisma, so we're maxing out it at 20. Now you can completely freely go into Moonrise Towers. And just don't start your Dark Urge stuff and destroy everyone you see instantly. First of all, be careful, there's a bunch of really strong enemies in here, but most importantly there's trader to the right side, Lantarf. You want to speak with this trader a lot, because with him we can become completely broken. The stuff you're looking for is Potion of Angelic Reprieve, but definitely go and buy all of them. Now, whenever you long rest, the shop will refresh. There's another way how you can refresh shop really easily. You can recruit hirelings, and with any hireling, just press on level up button, get 1 level, and just stop here. It will refresh shop, so just go and buy more Potions of Angelic Reprieve. If you got a rogue in your party, you actually can do darkness stuff, go into hiding mode and just pickpocket this guy while he's still in the darkness. So while he's still blinded, it's really easy to pickpocket stuff, and you can just get a lot of these Angelic Reprieve potions for free, completely for free. Another item you want to buy here is in raw Moonglow hands, or maybe at any random trader. Basically you're looking for Lighthammer, Warhammer, whatever, like any bludgeoning hammer weapon. Cheapest one, just buy it. Then this door right next to the Moonglow, basically you go in here and right into the cellar. The stairs lead right into the prison. Here is the tricky part. You will find a bunch of guys here, and basically there's a bunch of tieflings that you need to save. Lacrissa is one of them, and you just need to make sure that Lacrissa survives. She is a friend of Alfira, and here you need to be extra careful and just talk with these gnomes over here. They will have a plan how to escape. The problem that there's a bunch of guards who is pretty like powerful ones, they got dashboard on them, and there's a bunch of scrying eyes that can be killed only with thunder damage, so you need to make sure you can do the thunder damage to them. But whatever approach you will take, it's pretty easy with our build. So first of all, of course, we can go with invisibility before the battle basically, and just do Scorching Ray on our enemy of choice. So let's do it on this bro over here. He will try to fight us, but but we get 7 arcane equity stacks. This means we can easily go and hit him pretty hard, but don't forget we can become invisible even in battle, because it's once per battle, and just run away. After running away, they will go explore this area for us, and it's just impossible for them to find us. That's why Druger is so broken and so insanely powerful. Still, you will have pretty limited time to destroy these guys, but there's a catch. After we get these arcane equity stacks, chances to hit whole person raises insanely fast. So right now it's 75%, but after just using one time level 3 Scorching Ray, look, we got all stacks, and right now whole person is 85% on Mage and 90% on Zealot. 90% is almost 100%, he definitely will be holded. The only problem, we can't use invisibility on him right now, and that's why we can't rely on this invisibility after we hit this stage of the game where we want to use our hold person and other control spells. But we can definitely use upcasting Scorching Rays, especially if the Father Aloof is working basically, for example, on this Crying Eye, and he will be dead. No, he won't. And for example, you will come to this Crying Eyes, and that's why you want to have the Scroll of Thunderwave or any other thunder spell to destroy them pretty easily. They don't have a lot of health. Now we're invisible finally, and we can get back, for example, to this Zealot. And now, through invisibility, we can cast Scorching Ray, upcast it for up to 60 damage, but that's without considering critical strike. Actually, we will hit with critical strike with additional damage from our Spell Sparkler insane stuff, and with additional damage from Father Aloof Shriek. He can't stand a chance, in my opinion. Oh my goodness. So we are invisible again and can run away easily. That's our basic strategy. There's probably only one question you will have, and it's about the biggest problem. How can we manage spell slots for this amount of magic? And honestly, again, you are not forced to go and do every spell every fight. Just analyze the fight. Maybe it's a super easy fight versus some small target, and you don't need to cast Father Aloof Melody, you don't need Scorching Ray on him. You can just go and, for example, start a fight, use your Firebolt, for example. On the next turn, just turn invisible, and the turn basically they will investigate, and after investigation you start a fight by using Fireball and getting back to invisibility, just like this. Don't go into targets, just keep the distance, go away so they can't hit you. And sometimes I see a lot of people write in the comments, oh, you're using cheat right now because you're using action that not using any bonus action at all. Yeah, I'm turning this stuff on just to showcase you some stuff that you can do and how powerful the build is actually. And to not waste, 5 hours by recording one spell, because it takes 10 minutes for all enemies in this area to take a turn, so I can showcase damage and other stuff. But look here, why we stuck on these potions of angelic reprieve? Basically because as a sorcerer you are able to create sorcery points or use sorcery points to create spell slots. So what you want to do right now is to create sorcery points from level 1 spell slots and level 2 spell slots. From level 1 spell slots you can create 4 sorcery points, because it will be 1 spell slot per sorcery points. For level 2 spell slots, of course, it's just 2 sorcery points. So right now we got 16 sorcery points already, and normally it's not a great stuff to do, because you won't be able to use sorcery points without spell slots. Yeah, you technically can do twin spell on your cantrips and do 2 fireballs instead of 1, but still we want really high level spells, and that's what you do. Now you just go and use your potion of angelic reprieve. It will take 2 turns or 12 seconds in real time, and this will put you into sleep mode, and then you will wake up. So what happens next? You will regain all spell slots. Therefore, we basically got unlimited sorcery points and unlimited spell slots, because now we can do it as much as we wish and basically create as much sorcery points as we wish. But honestly, after getting this much sorcery points and spell slots, you won't need to rest ever. That's one more reason why it's completely broken Dark Urge. But yeah, let's not forget, we want to break it even more. That's why we bought this warhammer here. So we want to just go and drop it into the cage of this dwarf. And you can throw it, you can just drop it, whatever you like. Basically, you will give him the hammer, and just each time, let's do this. And you want to do it only after you destroyed patrol. So make sure there's no one patrolling in here, and basically there's like 3 enemies and 2 scrying eyes, and everyone will be safe. And now we can get back to Alfira. You will gain bunch of goodies. Most importantly, potent rope. It will not only increase our armor class by 1, but also our cantrips will deal additional damage equal to our charisma modifier. Also, at the beginning of our turn, we always will get temporary hit points. This will save a lot of hit points for us. But this rope is enough to carry us straight to the Act 3. Again, coolest part about basically unlimited sorcery points, that twin spell on our firebolt will cost only 1 sorcery points, and do 2 fireballs on different targets instead of just 1 target, which is pretty powerful. This guy just one-shot it. And again, as I told you, by coming out of invisibility, enemies will most likely will be surprised. And surprised enemies will just lose their turn. That's why Firebolt is insanely powerful and really OP cantrip. And while you obviously can use invisibility still to go into invisibility, break the battle and then start one more battle again, right now you better concentrate on darkness. Don't forget we got insanely powerful and actually really OP ring. So basically by concentrating on darkness, we can shoot fireballs from inside. Because now we cannot be blinded, and you know, if you wish to understand how it looks like from enemy perspective, basically this magical darkness is like a wall. As you can see, it's just impossible to go through it. Right now I'm without the ring, and that's how it looks like. Basically you can't shoot from the inside. But with the ring on, we cannot be blinded, and we can easily stand in the darkness and just destroy the surprised enemies easily. But coolest part, when you kill one enemy, you will become invisible. And right now you don't even need to run away from these guys. Just move into other part of the darkness. It's around 7 meters. And then just end turn. Enemies is surprised, so they are pretty like, what's going on in here? And they kinda can't attack us. So on the next turn we get out of the darkness. And now we can easily go use Firebolt, for example, twin spell. And the best way to do it is to actually stay outside of our darkness area. Don't forget we got 10 arcane equity stacks, which is completely insane. And it's not only will give us almost 100% chance to just disable our enemies with hold person. Most of all, it will give us insane hit chance, basically 95% hit chance normally. So with twin spell, just basic firebolt cantrip, we can just one-shot these guys really easily. We will become invisible, and that's why you want to cast it outside of the darkness. So now we can move inside of the darkness, and while we're invisible, they will go and investigate here. If you kill someone from the darkness, they won't investigate darkness in the first turn, but still you will be completely fine inside. As you can see, the fight is kinda over, but now we can go and do one more fight basically. That's how we roll. The enemy is surprised again, you're completely free to do whatever you wish, whatever you want. You can go into invisibility and run away. But that's another cool part over here. So what you want to do actually, before you start the fight, you want to make this fight impossible for enemies to actually like do anything. To make sure you can accomplish this, you will have this extended spell. Yeah, we never used it before, but right now we can do it really easily. And again, if your target is not a mage of some sort, like Lantar for example, and there's not a lot of targets in here, you can actually go with hold person, because it will be 100% chance to just hold this person. Yeah, we can use like a quicken spell if we wish to do it. Scorching Ray, and this Scorching Ray will do a bunch of damage in my opinion, like a bunch of damage. We will instantly become invisible. Extended spell, completely broken on darkness, so it will change it from 10 turns to 20 turns, basically for 2 minutes. You spend in 1 sorcery point and 1 level 2 spell slot to have basically invisibility area for 2 minutes straight. And yeah, you can do it from invisibility. It won't break your invisibility, as you can see. And that's basically what we are doing. We're just lurking enemies in this area. We're dropping some bombs on them, you know. Run away into darkness, reset the fight, and that's it. Repeat as much as you wish. You're a completely broken mage. Yeah, if you're playing in party, you don't need to reset the fights because your party will be in the fight anyway. And funnily enough, they got no dark vision and you can completely destroy them. But you can't do it on Honor mod. That's just Tactician 100% broken, Darkness for 20 turns. Oh my goodness. That basically makes you completely like impossible to find. That's crazy. And this build will definitely carry you through the Act 2. So, what will happen in Act 3? Actually, you know, we will become even more broken. Yeah. First of all, let's talk about our levels. So, level 9 is pretty simple, and actually all levels will be pretty simple. You know, a lot of the Sorcerer builds go into different Sorcerer roads. You just take few levels of Sorcerer and then go into Warlock, for example, for powerful Eldritch Blast, but we get insanely powerful fire synergy. We don't need this Eldritch Blast. So instead, what I want you to do is to go and level up Sorcerer more. So 9, 10, 11, 12 will be Sorcerer levels. First of all, it will give us additional feat, that's great, but most importantly we will get a lot of cool spells. So what spells we are looking for right now is basically any spells that can give us advantage against really strong targets. Maybe Dominate Person. And here, while we still want to use our concentration on stuff like Darkness, probably we will have more use of Dominate Person. Hold Monster is really important and powerful stuff. And coolest part, from level around like 9, 10, you can start replacing Enhanced Sleep and Feather Fall. Why, you will see in a second. So instead of Enhanced Sleep right now at level 9, we want to have really some like crazy powerful stuff. One of them actually is Haste. Right now I'm Haste 10, probably. I will explain why in a second again. So cantrips, any cantrip you like, whatever. Spells, again, Fear is still not in our list. Meta Magic doesn't matter, you can go with Careful Spell or whatever. Replace, like Enhanced Sleep with Haste. Feather Fall with, for example, Globe of Invulnerability. And this is like coolest part. So when you're leveling a lot of levels of Sorcerer, you will get this level 6 spells. And there's a bunch of really powerful one. As Fire Sorcerer, again, we don't need a lot of like crazy stuff. But coolest part is this Sorcerer, we can go actually for like a lot of level 6 spells. And it's just spells of your choice. Globe of Invulnerability is really important one. You can go with Chain Lightning, you can go with like whatever you like. I pick I Bite right now and replacing Magic Missile for Disintegrate. And on the last level, by doing this like full Sorcerer road, we will get one more feat, which is really great stuff. And we want to go with Elemental Adept Fire. This will give us additional damage on fire spells, like a little bit, but only if we're rolling 1. So it's just a little bit of average damage buff. But if enemies got resistance to fire damage, you will ignore it. That's kinda nice stuff. But there's one more nice feat, and the feat is Spell Sniper. So Spell Sniper will reduce number you need to roll to hit a critical strike by 1, and that's only for spells, which is like pretty good feat too. And also you will learn one cantrip, which can be Eldritch Blast, just for fun, you know, when you need some force damage. And actually right now you can respec your character, because as you can see we got basically like 2 slots unoccupied. We got no hand gear, we got basically no gloves and no bow slot. So why we need to, and why we can actually forget about our Enhanced Sleep and Feather Fall, because right now as this Sorcerer from level 10 or 11 we can fly. So yeah, instead of jumping we will fly, and this basically gives us ability to never take falling damage and get whenever we want. So here we will find a trader Ferk Droger. Make sure to talk with him without Shadowheart in the party, or he won't show you inventory. But when he shows inventory, there's Hellrider Longbow that will give you +3 bonus to initiative rolls. Another really like strong stuff that you probably will want to have is Alert feat, especially if you're going solo. That's really important feat. And here in Act 3 in Circus, you will basically find Lucretius. You can follow her questline or cast Darkness and go in turn-based mode. Don't forget to be sneaky, and when you reach destination, there's Spell Might gloves that you want to steal. If you steal it, great. If you don't, it's not great. But don't forget, you can make basically kinda same trick as we did with Alfira in Act 1. So how powerful we become right now when we got these gloves basically from the start of Act 3? We will become insanely powerful. Because these gloves is something insane. You will have Spell Might, which is kinda activatable passive, and when you're casting spells that require attack roll, you will take -5 penalty to rolls to deal additional 1d8 damage. And you can turn it on and off, of course. Considering it's just -5, it's actually not a big deal, especially if you can get this stuff, stacks of arcane acuity up, just by attacking anything that is basically objects. So you can go unleash you on this burlap sack and get your stacks up. That's how it looks like. We got 10 stacks right now. And this basically means you get 100% chance on hold person. You can easily upcut it to level 5 because it's the level of highest spell slot we can duplicate with our sorcery points. And by doing so, we can basically disable wall target field of just 4 targets in a fight. So fight started, and as you can see, everyone is holded right now, and we get 100% of hold on these persons, so they hold it for 10 turns. But now here comes the fun part. Our Spell Might gloves, of course. If person is holded, it's impossible for them to actually evade our shots. So we kinda doing attack rolls, but they are not affected by anything. How much damage can we inflict to this 113 health person? It shows that we can do from 14 to 84 damage, but in reality, especially if we're doing Falaraluf Shriek, of course, it's a lot higher. That's considerably higher, since every attack will have additional 1d8 rolled from Spell Might, but it will be doubled, and that's like pretty insane amount of damage. That's just crazy how much damage we're doing. Basically one ray doing around like 25-30 damage, and you can see it's 46 plus 5 charisma plus 2d8 from Spell Might, and then we're having some bonus damage to Faller Aloof, like insane amount of bonus damage in my opinion. It's like 10 thunder damage, 17 thunder damage. That's crazy how much stuff added to this, and you don't even see words added. So the writings here is probably not very correct. But craziest part will be later in this act when you get Marka Hishkir. So Marka Hishkir is legendary stuff that you can finally swap your spell sparkler with. And that's why you actually can respec your character and remove Faller Roof while it's doing crazy amounts of damage. Still, it requires your action, it requires a lot of short rests. That's why you can sacrifice this damage and go for Rhapsody instead. That's also very rare legendary weapon that you will get from boss in Act 3, and you will gain +1 bonus to attack rolls, damage and spell save DC for every foe you slay, up to 3. That's why you won't need dual wielder feat basically no more, and you can easily just forget about this. But what's the deal with Marka Hishkir? Marka Hishkir will come with Kireshka Favor. That's cruel buff that can be applied every short rest, but you don't need to, it will stay until long rest. And you going for Flame Wrath, for example, that will add our proficiency bonus to fire spells. There's one little trouble with this stuff. So yeah, it will add a lot of damage, insane amount of damage probably, crazy amount of damage, so we can hit up to 43 damage just with one ray. And this crit will be pretty nice, 74 damage with Firebolt. And the question is simple. Can something be more evil and more powerful than this dude right now? Probably yes, and it depends. But that's definitely most deadliest Dark Urge build you will ever see. So have blast playing it in Baldur's Gate 3 and you will definitely enjoy it. See you in the next videos.